Hey guys, my name is Vijay Sridhara, and in this series of sessions, we will look at how can we develop an intelligent chatbot from ground up. This is based on IBM's Watson Assistant. Watson is a huge artificial intelligence, or otherwise called cognitive system, where Watson is offering numerous services on artificial intelligence. So one of them being Watson Assistant, and we will look at it how to develop a intelligent chatbot. Now, how is this course organized? Now, before doing this course, I have searched through the entire YouTube. I did not find a realistic study of Watson Assistant uh, to my satisfaction. So I started working on this by myself, taking a couple of reference videos. So this course is the outcome of what I have done as a part of my study and as a part of my project. And then I'm helping you out to create your own works. Um, how is this course organized? We will understand how Watson Assistant works, and Watson Assistant was previously called as Watson Conversation Service. Now it is renamed to be Watson Assistant. How does it work, and what are the things required to set up Watson Assistant? We will look at it. As a second part of these sessions, we will look at how can we develop uh, a chatbot. It's a case study using electronic store as a reference. We will develop an online appliance store rather, and then we will also develop a standalone application for chatbot, and then finally we will look at how to address dynamic data queries. We can answer any static queries like FAQs or very infrequently changing data can be addressed in chatbots, but Watson has a beauty to look at your actual data and respond to the user. How can we address that? The solution is not unique. Actually, you can develop it in n number of ways. What I'm going to present is one of the possible ways that you can develop a solution. The style of the course is small concepts are put in each video. We will look at working examples, and the course is distributed across multiple videos so that you're not overwhelmed with a lot of information. The case study that we are going to look at is online appliance shop, and the role for the bot that we have to decide is pre-sales and sales. Now, when you are developing a bot, you will not develop a universal bot that can address any query on your system. You will look at what place do you want to place your bot. Is it in the pre-sales area, or in the sales area, or in the support area, or any other clerical area that you would want the bot to work work with? Now, can you not develop a bot that can address every area? Yes, you can, of course, but it's a huge amount of work. So what you do is initially you start with one area and slowly integrate or slowly develop different bots for different areas or departments in your system. Now here in this case study, we will look at the responsibilities of this bot to be in the area of pre-sales and sales. So obviously it will answer the catalog related questions, the pricing related questions, warranty questions, and if an order is given, it will process the order by taking the address of the user and then sending an email to the shipping department. Now, what we need to do further is we need to identify uh, what are we developing chatbot for. So when we develop a chatbot, we of course are developing for pre-sales and sales, uh, and then we need to gather user questions. So if you already have a track of all the user questions manually or in some system somewhere they are gathered, that's a real-time data. That is those that corpus is very important for developing a chatbot. If you do not have then obviously you will start with your instinctive questions. Uh, but it is always good to have some realistic questions. So better go to the users and gather some questions. Questions can range from 500 to 2000, and depending on, the more questions there are, the more the Watson will learn about the pattern, the language, the tone, and all. The beauty of Watson lies in understanding a question um, which can be asked in n number of ways. For example, in some regions, a question will be asked in a declarative way. For example, in our scenario, to ask, do you have this model? To ask this question, some people will ask, you have this model? Instead of do you have this model, they ask, you have this model, question mark. So that's a declarative statement, but asked in a questioning mode. So all those tones can be understood by Watson if you have realistic data than intuitive data. If you're developing intuitive data by experts in language, obviously you will always end up having 90% correct data and 10% incorrect grammar, or 90% correct grammar and very less or probably 100% correct grammar. But if you use realistic data, you will have about 60% correct questions and 40% incorrect questions with typos, language differences, and the tonal differences and the grammar errors. So it is always good to have realistic data so that Watson learns and arrives at the right um, context. But it is up to you. If you're developing it from ground up, no user questions you have, but you want to develop it, or you want to make it evolve over a period of time when it is actually deployed to the users, that's also fine. Now organize these questions into different departments and then context. Since we are only handling here the sales related questions, so we have to keep the sales questions separate from support questions. For example, I have already purchased a TV from this appliance shop, but the TV got damaged after say 1 month of working. Now I want to contact the support, not the sales department. So you need to segregate the questions that relates to different departments. So ensure all your questions are related to sales here. Now I'll remove this. Okay, yeah. And then identify the intentions of the user within the department. For example, um, if the user wants to know what TV models do I sell, the user can ask in different ways. What TV models do you have? Or can you give me different refrigerator models? If it is a model related questions, do you have a catalog of models? Now all these are the intent of the user is here to know what are the different models. Sometimes it can be TV models, sometimes it can be refrigerator models, sometimes it can be um, general catalog of models that are available in the shop. So you need to identify the intents of the user. So we named our shop as abbajan.com, which will sell electronic appliances to the general users on the internet. So if you understand, you can start framing these questions. So I just quickly framed few questions. The intents of the user before we actually dive into the concepts on the Watson directly. We will look at intents. Let's name the intents of users with some short names. The intention of the user. Intents of the user is nothing but, I'm emphasizing here on the intents. What does the user want to know is an intent, or what is the context of the question is an intent in a general sense, or you can take it as a thumb rule. What does the user want to know, or what is the context about, or what is the context, rather general context, is the intent of the user. And then an entity is another concept. What does the user want to know about is an entity. You can take it as a general um, understanding principle or a thumb rule. Now, do we stick to that exactly? We may here and there spill out, but in general, what does the user want to know is an intent. What does the user want to know about is an entity. So we will look at those things here. So let's identify the intents and the examples. For example, we said, please share your catalog. The user's intent is to know what are the different items that we sell. So we will give it an intent name, product catalog. What products do you sell? Do you have a list of products in the store? Do you know what you sell? What models do you have? So all these things have the same intent, product catalog. That's what they want to know. And then, what is the price of something? Can you tell me the price of? Get me the price of. So he is trying to understand the pricing details of a specific element. So that can be another intent. It's a pricing detail intent. So you must be very clear. So don't have any preconceived thoughts. Just try to understand there are two intents that we defined here: pricing details and product catalog. Let's look at the entities. Now entities can be, for example, uh, there is an entity name, TV models. So what are the different models that I sell? They are here, and their corresponding synonym is also here. Now my TV model 65 inch can also be called as largest model, and TV model 55 can be called as a big model, 49 is a mid-sized model, 41 is a small model. You can have as many synonyms as you want. There is no restriction here. So we want to develop an entity name here, and then the TV models. After that, I have mobiles of two brands, Vphone and Samcry. So two models or two brands of mobile phones that I sell on Amazon.com. So please understand that these names are just for understanding the case study. There is no intention to uh, make any brand low or high, or and there are no derogatory remarks about this. We just want to understand the concept. Just that I cannot use real brands. I have created brands that can work with the case study. So we will look at the actual Watson, how to develop how to put these intents and entities into the Watson. Thanks for watching on the first session. Let's see you in the next session.